everybody. Welcome again to Enjoy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Anthony.
Today we have our close test for you. Now that's C-L-O-Z-E. Close the door is C-L-O-S-E, but they're the same sound. So if we're talking about education and learning languages, if you hear close something, it's with a Z. Otherwise, much more common is the C-L-O-S-E spelling with a different meaning, just the same sound. Anyway, today we will be looking at an article. It's a one-day article. We call it The Invisible Cause Behind Traffic Jams. Now, invisible, the in means not. Visible means something we can see. So if we can't see something, like a ghost, it's invisible.
没错，我们来看一下今天标题头一个重要的词汇叫 invisible。invisible 你会看到老师刚刚提到说前面的 I N 它的是 not 的意思，然后中间的这个 VIS 是 something we see， 就是看的意思。invisible something that we cannot see 就是我们看不到的，就像鬼一样哈。大部分的人哈，不是所有人，大部分人都是看不到鬼的嘛哈。因为我刚好认识有看得到鬼的，很多时候我就想说，跟他在一起的时候，他没事往一个奇怪的方向看，你就觉得很害怕哈。所以这边提到的这个标题叫 The Invisible Cause Behind Traffic Jams， 指的是幽灵塞车。交通的这个隐形杀手，我们来看一看这个跟 road safety， 这跟道路交通安全有关这个主题哦。
Okay, why jam? You might wonder, because the first meaning of jam is a delicious thing that we eat. It's very sweet. It often is made not only with sugar, but with different kinds of fruit. And we put it on bread. I'm sure you've seen the word jam before, or jelly. It's almost the same thing. So why traffic jam? What does traffic have to do with jam? Well, jam is very thick and sticky. And if you're in a traffic jam, you can understand why we chose the word jam, because you can't move.
Yeah, 没错。所以这里 traffic jams。Jams 老师刚刚提到这个字，他说，平常我们早上吃的果酱，像草莓果酱啊，或者是橘子果酱啊，那个果酱不是很好吃、很美味吗？在这里的话，为什么提到 traffic 会用到 jam 这个字来表达呢？原因是因为果酱不是那种黏黏的，好像这样你要去弄它、抹它的时候，有时候它也抹不开，黏住那种感觉。如果你在车阵当中被车阵卡住了，你马上就会体会到什么那种进退动弹不得的那种感觉，所以他使用 traffic jams 来表达这种交通碰到交通堵塞，前后都没有办法离开，都只能卡在当中的时候，我们可以使用这个字来表达 traffic jams.
Okay, we also have a subtitle, How Small Changes Can Lead to Huge Influences. That might sound strange, but you'll know why. Something small can cause a reaction that builds and becomes much larger than the original source.
没错，所以在这里副标题就说了 How small changes 小小的这个改变呢 can lead to huge influences 会造成非常巨大的一种影响。所以这个 small 跟 huge 有一个对应的感觉。那如果说今天你去了解到我们今天要讲的这个背后逻辑之后，你会觉得哇，原来是这么回事啊。
Okay, in a moment we will be ready to go through the first paragraph. Let's take a short break.
The invisible cause behind traffic jams. Have you ever been trapped in a traffic jam, even when there are no signs of any accidents or roadwork? This strange phenomenon is known as a phantom traffic jam. It is caused by minor changes in traffic flow, like sudden braking. When a driver brakes on a busy highway, each driver behind him or her in the line of traffic then hits their brakes as well. This results in a wave of braking that can continue for kilometers. However, this situation is much less likely to happen on less crowded roads. This is because they provide drivers with enough space to make proper reactions and adjustments. In most cases, when the distance between cars is less than 35 meters, phantom traffic jams are very likely to occur. Phantom traffic jams can lead to some problems, such as the waste of fuel or a higher possibility of accidents. To prevent these situations, the UK has used smart highways to improve traffic flow by actively adjusting speed limits. According to studies, replacing several cars on the road with self-driving vehicles can also help reduce braking waves because computers are better at predicting and adjusting speeds than humans. With technology advancing day by day, phantom traffic jams will be less likely to happen in the near future.
Okay, now let's take a look at the first sentence of the first paragraph. Have you ever been trapped in a traffic jam, even when there are no signs of any accidents or road work? Another way to ask this question is, have you ever been in a vehicle on a road in Taiwan?
老师这样好呛哦，哈，老师就问到说啊，这句话第一段的第一句话呢，它其实另外一个同义的句子呢，类似意思的句子就是你有没有在台湾开过车啊？就是在讲台湾塞车很严重啊，哦，所以这里的话，这句话里头 Have you ever been trapped？ 哦 ，Have you ever？ 好，配上一个 VPP 的一个字，就是在问过往的经验，你有没有曾经啊，就是被困在好 been trapped in a traffic jam？ 好，他后面告诉你说 ，even when there are no signs of any accidents or road work， 你发觉很奇怪，前面又没有在那边施工，然后也没有任何交通的意外，怎么行车起来感觉就是卡卡的，没有办法很顺畅的走？你有这种经验吗？这边你会看到 being trapped in 就是被什么东西困住的意思。
And to be fair, because I've lived in Taiwan longer than he has, I can remember way back when people started to buy cars and not just motorcycles, the roads were not ready for all that growth in traffic that happened so fast. Suddenly there were traffic jams everywhere. People didn't even know what they were.
没错，老师就说呢，事实上呢，老师到台湾的时间呢，我还没有出生哦，所以说他说他比我活在台湾的时间要更久。当初他来的时候呢，事实上很多的这个道路啊都没有像现在一样这么发达，可是汽车的这种数量突然间轰变大了，所以到处都有塞车的情况。
Okay, let's continue. This strange phenomenon is known blank a phantom traffic jam. Now remember, this is our closed test. That's why we have this blank, our first blank. We're going to decide which of the four choices here, A, for, B, as, C, to, or D, with, fits the meaning of this sentence. Now, phenomenon maybe is a strange word to you. It is simply some kind of experience or happening, often unusual or not so easy or obvious to understand. So the traffic jam may seem like a strange phenomenon, is known blank a phantom. Phantom is like a ghost. We're not able to see it. In this case, we're not able to understand. Well, here are the roads, and there aren't that many cars. Why do we have a traffic jam? But the problem here is known blank a phantom traffic jam. Known is your key here, because to know something as something else is something we use quite often in English. So we should choose B, and then it might sound easier for you to understand. This strange phenomenon is known as a phantom traffic jam. So as brings two things together, a phenomenon, traffic jam.
没错，所以这里的话，如果说今天在文章里面要去介绍一个新的概念这种现象被称之为的时候，你会常常看到 is known as 这样的讲法。所以第一题的话，我们答案选的是 be as。所以整句话的意思就是这样奇怪的现象 phenomenon 这个字要特别注意，被称之为 a phantom traffic jam， 指的就是幽灵塞车。
It, the traffic jam, is caused by minor changes in traffic flow, like sudden braking. All right, the key word here is traffic flow. We hope that our traffic, whenever we're motorcycle, but especially a car, when you're driving, you don't want to have to suddenly stop, use your brake, and you don't know why everyone else has stopped. Was it an accident? Did someone make the wrong turn? There are a car broke down. It had some problem with the machinery of the car and it won't go anymore. Maybe someone didn't have enough gas. There are many possible reasons why suddenly traffic had been moving very smoothly and then it stops, which makes you angry, of course, but it also may make you wonder, well, how can this happen?
没错，老师刚刚用到一个词呢，非常非常有趣啊。A car broke down， 它这个 break down 的一个用法呢，就是抛锚了。好，汽车抛锚的话，你可以用 break down 来表达这样的概念。所以它接下来这句话就说了 ，It is caused by minor changes。minor 就是比较微小、不重要的。好，它呢是什么东西所造成的呢？是一些小小的改变 in traffic flow， 就是在车流里面小小的改变。好像是什么 like sudden braking， 有人如果急踩刹车的时候，它就会产生一种小小的改变，会造成这种幽灵塞车的现象。
An example of that would be a person who's driving and it's heavy traffic. We say heavy or light traffic, heavy, lots and lots of vehicles, light traffic. You feel like you're king of the road. You can control where you go. But maybe an animal has run across the road, and some people will want not to kill it, so they brake their car. B-R-A-K-E is to apply part of the car that will stop the car from moving. People behind the person who is braking, they don't know what's going on. They can't see the animal. They think, well, is this an accident? It doesn't matter. I have to stop too. Stop. And now you have a traffic jam.
没错，的确是这样。老师举一个非常好的例子，很多时候在台湾比较少，但是在美国有机会，看到有其他的小动物，鹿啊这种东西，冲出来，然后你看到之后，第一台车就急刹车，那后面呢，因为看不到前面有路嘛，有那个动物的那个路，然后它就也跟着急刹，所以就会造成一个隐形的这种急刹的这种 traffic jam， 也就是我们这边所讲的幽灵塞车的这种情况，要特别注意一下 break 这个字 B-R-A-K-E， 它的声音跟 B-R-E-A-K 的那个 break 是一模一样的，所以你在拼的时候要很小心，很小心。所以这边提到 like sudden braking， 这边的 braking 的话就是指刹车，好，这个变成 V-I-N-G 当名词来使用的一个用法。
Okay, we'll take a short break now and come back and continue trying to figure out how we get all these traffic jams. Okay, let's continue. When a driver brakes on a busy highway, each driver behind him or her in the line of traffic then hits their brakes as well. I just mentioned that really at the end of our last section. You better keep your eye on the road because you never know if you have to brake, B-R-A-K-E. You don't know when you might have to brake.
没错，所以这里的话告诉你说了 ，When a driver brakes on a busy highway， 如果说今天一个驾驶在繁忙的高速公路开车的时候 ，each driver behind him or her， 好，任何一个在他后面开车的驾驶人呢 ，in the line of traffic, then hits their brakes as well。只要一台停了，它后面的车就会一直第二台、第三台、第四台就要跟着刹车。好，这种情况，它先告诉你它的产生的这种连锁的效应。
Okay, next sentence has our second close item. This blank, a wave of braking that can continue for kilometers. So we need a verb because that can continue is part of a different clause. The main clause, this verb, a wave of breaking. Now, would it be A, sets up, B, puts off, C, results in, or D, carries out? Well, let's see. If you brake and then people behind you brake, you make them stop, you cause them to stop, and so that results in. C is our answer here because braking results in or causes or ends up as stopping the traffic.
没错，所以老师刚刚提到那个 cause， 如果想到 cause and effect 因果的关系，所以在这个地方的话呢，我们会选 C 这个选项，所以就他说 this 就前面描述这个现象呢 results in a wave of braking 这个前面第一台车刹，然后第二台、第三台、第四台跟着刹车，造成了一股连锁的 a wave of braking 连续的这种接踩刹车的这种刹车潮that can continue for kilometers or kilometers 这个字有两种念法都可以。这种刹车潮造成的这种现象，它可以持续好几公里都有可能。
Most people will say kilogram, kilometer, but a lot of Americans will say kilometers. 都可以看你的。Continue. However, but this situation of the braking and everyone braking behind the first car, this situation is much less likely to happen on less crowded roads. 废话. The fewer cars on the road, the fewer chances for any kind of emergency.
没错，在这里的话就告诉你说了，他说 however 不过呢 this situation 这样的这种情况呢 is much less likely to happen 比较不太会出现在什么地方呢 on less crowded roads 老师刚刚讲说是废话在这里的话 less crowded roads 就是这个路上比较没有车多拥挤的情况，通常车多拥挤才会产生这种连锁刹车的效应嘛，那如果说就没几台车，那你根本就不会跟在车子的后面，那当然也不会产生这种刹车潮的连锁效应啦。这个 less crowded 这个字就是拥挤的，就是 crowd 人群再加 ed 变成一个形容词的这种感觉，VPP 当形容词的感觉。
This is because they provide drivers with enough space to make proper blank and adjustments. This braking and causing everyone behind the first car that is braking to also stop. This is because they provide drivers with enough space, if the roads are not crowded, to make proper blank and adjustments. If there's a car to your left, a car to your right, and there's a car in front of you and one to the left and one, if there's absolutely no room at all, if one person has an accident, they will all have an accident. So if you have enough space, though, you can make proper blank and adjustments. Would it be A, reactions, B, relations, C, conditions, or D, conversations? Well, it certainly won't be conversations, will it? We're talking about cause and effect. If you do something, then something happens. Well, A definitely is the best answer. Reaction means an action because of something else, or corresponding or being influenced by something else. That's perfect here. This is because they provide drivers with enough space to make proper reactions. If you see a car stop suddenly in front of you or off to the left of you, you have just enough time to slow down and maybe turn away from that accident. You react to something. You do something because something is happening to you.
没错，所以在这里的话，他就告诉你说了，为什么呢？在这种没有那么车多的情况之下，就不会产生这种现象呢 ？This is because 因为they provide drivers with enough space， 因为驾驶人有足够的空间 to make proper A reactions， 所以这一答案我们选的是 A， 做出适当的反应 and adjustments 去调整。 比方说今天如果是左边右边都有车的情况下，你只能跟着刹车啊。那如果说前车旁边左右边都没有车，车子很少，前面的车子刚好刹车了，你可以先放慢速度，然后再切换车道。You can always change lanes, right? 所以你可以换车道的方式来去取代刹车。所以他这边所讲的 make proper reactions 跟 adjustments 这两个字的话，就是在做反应。你要怎么样做出适当的反应跟调整 ？reaction 这个字里面有一个 action 就是动作嘛。那 re 的话就是针对这个动作 ，how do you respond to that？那个地方就是 reaction。好 ，reaction 就是反应的这个字，非常非常重要。
Okay, the last sentence of this paragraph. In most cases, when the distance between cars is less than 35 meters, phantom traffic jams are very likely to occur. In other words, the closer the cars are to each other, the more likely they are to influence each other, then you have your phantom traffic jam.
没错，他就告诉你的结论了。在大部分的情况之下 ，in most cases, when the distance between cars is less than 35 meters， 好，车跟车之间的间距呢，如果是小于35公尺的话呢，好 ，phantom traffic jams are very likely to occur， 就很有可能会发生我们这边说的这种幽灵塞车的状况。
Okay, let's take another short break, and then we come back and continue. Okay, welcome back, and let's finish up our final paragraph for today. There's just a one-day lesson today. Phantom traffic jams can lead to some problems, such as the waste of fuel or a higher possibility of accidents. I would have put a higher possibility of accidents first. That's much more dangerous, much more serious. But cars that are waiting and cannot move are burning oil and gasoline, and so it creates a surprising amount of unwanted pollution.
没错，所以这边的话，我们看了这一段的第一句话，告诉你说 ，phantom traffic jams 这种幽灵塞车呢 ，can lead to some problems， 好，会造成一些问题 ，such as the waste of fuel， 可能会浪费很多燃料，在那边空转，对不对？又没有办法前进。Or a higher possibility of accidents， 甚至呢会提高这种出事故的几率。在这里提到 possibility， 指的就是指发生的几率哦。那在这里的话，你会知道哦，两种情况都不是我们乐见的。
Okay, the next sentence starts with one of our words that we have to choose from. Blank these situations, the UK has used smart highways to improve traffic flow by actively adjusting speed limits. So, what about these situations? Is it A, prevent them, B, prevented them, C, to prevent them, or D, by preventing them? Well, this is clearly the idea of if you do something, something will happen. So, in order something, these situations is the same as to prevent. Use the infinitive to show causation. To prevent these situations of phantom traffic jams, the United Kingdom, jolly old England, has used smart highways to improve traffic flow by actively adjusting speed limits. So they have electronic speed limits. If there's a problem with traffic, they can just key it in, computerized. In fact, maybe they don't even need a person to do this. They can sense, these machines can sense, and it used to be, say, 80 or 90 kilometers per hour. It will immediately slow it down to, say, 50 or 60, or possibly even stop, because there's no way to take care of this until the cars are removed.
没错，所以这里的话就直接告诉你说他们是怎么做的哦。在这个地方我们看到一个空格，那我们发现到说前面是我们希望达成的东西，然后呢后面讲到英国他们做了什么样的措施，那所以这题的话答案我们选的是 C， to prevent these situations， 为了要避免这些状况。这个 to prevent 就是 in order to prevent， 为了要去避免这样的状况的缩写哦。 所以这里的话，我们答案选 C。为了避免这种上述的状况呢，英国 the UK has used smart highways， 他们会使用这种智慧型的高速公路 to improve traffic flow， 去改善这些车流。By actively adjusting speed limits， 好，慢慢的去随着这种状况去滚动式的活跃的那种去调整 adjusting speed limits， 就是使速限根据交通状况去调整速限，来改善这些当时发生的一些可能交通的问题。
According to studies, replacing several cars on the road with self-driving vehicles can also help blank braking waves.Because computers are better at predicting and adjusting speeds than humans. According to studies, so another word for that would be research, people who study how to improve traffic, replacing several cars on the road, using the space that is usually used by a driver in a car with self-driving vehicles. Well, you still may have people in the car, but they don't have to drive. This is all controlled by computers, not for me. And that can also help blank braking waves. Here are our choices here. Do we maintain braking waves, keep them? Multiply braking waves, make many more of them? Reject braking waves, refuse to drive anymore, you're not going to do that.Or D, reduce braking waves, to decrease or lower. Well, of course, that's going to be our answer.
没错。所以在这边的话，我们看到这个第5个空格后面是 braking wave， 就是我们说的刹车潮嘛。那我们就是要避免这样的情况，甚至降低这样的这种发生的几率。所以这里的话，我们选的是 D 这个选项 ，reduce 就是减少。整句话的意思就是说，根据这个研究 ，according to studies。Replacing several cars on the road with self-driving vehicles. Self-driving vehicle 就是我们说的自驾车。如果说把这些车上这个高速公路上的一些车呢，改成自驾的这种车的话呢，它能够有效的 can also help reduce braking waves。不要忘记 help 后面可以直接接这个动词，原形动词。所以这个地方答案我们选的是 D。
Okay, we finish with this sentence.With technology advancing day by day, phantom traffic jams will be less likely to happen in the near future. Hopefully, this will be true. As technology improves, we can do more things, live a safer life, and so on. A phantom traffic jam may also be one of the bad things that is in our modern world that can be controlled, improved, and in the near future, not very long from now, traffic jams may be something from the past.
没错，所以最后告诉你说 with technology advancing day by day， 这句话就是说随着科技的日新月异。这个地方如果你要写作文的时候，你不妨可以把它学起来哦。With technology advancing day by day， 随着科技日新月异呢 ，phantom traffic jams， 好，这种我们讲的塞车、幽灵塞车这种事件呢 ，will be less likely to happen in the near future。相信在未来不久的未来，好，这种幽灵塞车的状况将会逐步降低。
Okay, that's it for today's lesson. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. Until the next time,
bye bye.